Hey everyone, it's Jason here at Grand Slam Sports Cards and Comics here in Loveland, Colorado. And yeah, I skipped a whole week. Apparently, I just forgot what was going on in the world. I did read all the comics though, so it's not like I failed you. I failed you to tell you about what was coming out last week. So you're just getting one right now. I will catch up on my Secret Wars. I've read all that stuff. So let's just get right into it. This is the first week of August. Last week was actually a really small week, which is kind of why I didn't really do the video, because I didn't know if I could really fill up enough time to make it worth your time. So this week is kind of the same issue, a lot of Marvel stuff, and obviously I don't talk about the Marvel comic books, the Battle World books on this video, but I assure you, if you wait for the video, there's about 11 Battle World books, plus a new Star Wars book. So anyways, here's what we're going to talk about today. We're just going to start off with the indie stuff, image stuff, mostly image. Wicked and Divine, I think this is issue number 9. I don't even know. Issue 13. This sounds like this is the beginning of a new story arc. So if you haven't been reading the Wicked, I can't believe it's still going. I love this title. I thought I was going to stop at issue 12, but they're doing more of it. This one, it looks good. I mean, it's looking good. So yeah, I would definitely check this one out if you've never read Wicked and Divine. Trade paperbacks are abound in the world, so you can go check that out. It's a fun story. It's definitely not for everybody, but I think it's for you. This is Mad Max Fury Road Part 2. I have loved every one of these Mad Max comics that have come out. This is about Max Roktansky. I know I'm saying that wrong, but this is kind of the background of Mad Max, because if you saw the movie, he doesn't really have much of a background, or like, something bad happened, we know, but this comic is to flesh this out, and it's by George Miller, so this is the kind of stuff that he wants you to know about Max. So I'm really looking forward to reading the second part of this story. The first one did not disappoint. Issue number 2 of We Stand on Guard, little guy named Brian K. Vaughan. This is the second issue of the book. If you tried out the first one, it was a little, it was a little kind of straightforward, explosions, stuff happening. It wasn't really thoughtful, as a Brian K. Vaughan book usually is. But We Stand on Guard issue 2, hopefully, the narrative can begin to play out. So I'm hoping for some more from these issues. This is one that I'll stick with for a while. I mean, there's honestly anything by Brian K. Vaughan is usually on my pull list. You should definitely check it out too if you've never read anything by him before. This is issue of The Shadow, which is a special $1 issue, which is kind of cool. This is just kind of letting people know about The Shadow. They have the open license form over at Dynamite. These are a lot of fun books. Cheap $1 book. You can find this at any of your local comic shops. Definitely check that out. It's probably worth a try for $1. Last but not least, Outcast. It seems like it's been a while since we've had an issue from this, but maybe not. I don't know. I probably just tend to forget things. Very popular book, Outcast. It's the guy who writes Walking Dead is doing stuff about exorcisms and demons and cool stuff. Outcast is a really good book. I would definitely recommend checking that out. DC didn't have a lot this week. I think I put out like 6 total books, like just in total, mostly because a lot of them are the secondary books that we're now 3 months in, and obviously I'm not getting a lot of people asking me about them. So, but first off, let's talk about one. This is from last week. I want to talk about Batgirl, because Batgirl is a super cool book. If you're not reading Batgirl, I highly recommend it. As someone who doesn't read a lot of DC, Batgirl's a lot of fun. It's a great character to follow, and there's even the new shenanigans going on with Batman. It's actually kind of interesting how that's going to play into that whole story. So try to pick up Batgirl if you can. We don't get a lot of them in here. That might be the case every place else, but Batgirl is going to be one people are going to be talking about for a while. Detective Comics, this is still... I just like these covers. They got these really interesting covers, and once again, this is picking up a new story, which is involving Robot Batman. So yeah, I mean, we can see the escapades of Commissioner Gordon Batman. Obviously, a Green Lantern book came out. This is the return of Relic. Benny, comic historian, this is his. Like, he was super pumped. It was the most exciting thing in the world to him, other than longboarding. Now he's into this Green Lantern title. So I would definitely check this one out. If Benny, a comic historian, gets excited about a Green Lantern book, I'll tell you something. I have insider information. And of course, Justice League. Shenanigans, Gods and Monsters. Yeah, I mean, just more of it's been coming out. The animated series came out last week, so that's quite a bit of fun. Last but not least, I gotta plug Miss Marvel. The Last Days of Miss Marvel. I love Miss Marvel. This is it. This is the issue we've finally waiting for. This is when Kamala Khan meets Carol Danvers for the first time, and it's exciting. The fanboy in me is just like, yeah, this is like meeting your hero. So, you know, we get to live vicariously through Kamala Khan. If you can't get excited for that, I don't know what you can get excited for. But I love Miss Marvel. I'm probably not alone on that. So my last bit is, this is really for everybody out there, but mostly for people at Grand Slam Sports Cards and Comics. Just so you know, October is coming up, and that is the whole new Marvel list. This is what's coming out in October. There's about 18 new titles, so they'll be wrapping up all the Secret War stuff, and then they're moving into the all-new, all-different Marvel. So those of you out there who don't look at or aren't from Grand Slam and are looking outward, like, please tell your comic shops, like, what books you want, because this is how they know what to order. They don't want to get stuck with a bunch of books. I always over-order Marvel because we're a definite Marvel store here. But on top of that, this is good for all of our customers to tell me what you want, because I want to know what you want. So lots of titles here, lots of great titles. I don't have time to really talk about them here. That's not the point of it. But I got this checklist in if you are into it. And go out and tell your local comic shop, hey, I want this book. I am looking for Uncanny Inhumans #1. I'm looking for Blade #1. I want the Unbeatable Squirrel Girl #1. Let them know far in advance. Yeah. So anyways, that's it for this week. You can find us on Facebook. We're always updating stuff there. Follow us on Twitter at Team Grand Slam. And yeah, you can find out the escapades of a guy who runs a comic shop. So until next time, this is Jason signing off from 1730 West Eisenhower.